This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 587.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology. The technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. There are sadly no WordCamps next weekend, so you have that off, I suppose. I mean, go online and watch a different WordCamp talk that you missed in the previous, 24 months. Go find one. There are so many out there. They're amazing. So check out something on WordPress.tv. All right, moving on, segment one in the news. Two things here. First and foremost, WordCamp US is happening. A couple people reached out recently and said, is it happening? Thinking I knew more than they did, and I didn't. But what I do know now is that it's happening because there is a call for speakers. There's the submissions guidelines. I'll put a link in the show notes, of course. There are a couple different formats. There's a campfire chat format, 30 to 60 minutes. Pretty cool, small, informal discussion-driven session. There is the traditional session, 45 minutes, deep dive into the latest trends, skills, strategies, etc. Workshops, 90 minutes to the half a day. The dates you want to keep in mind here are the speaker submissions opened May 19th, just a few days ago, and it closes June 20th. So you want to get your speaker application in before that timeline is up. And just so you know, it is back in Portland, Oregon, if I'm not mistaken, WordCamp US. Yes, August 26th through 29, Oregon Convention Center. There's a chance I'm going to be there this year. There is a chance that I'm going to be able to make that, even though it is my wife's birthday and our anniversary that week. So I might bring her along. Maybe you guys can meet my wife. She does exist. We'll see if she's not out of the country flying around jet setting. All right. That is it for that piece of news, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The other piece of news is this. Per last week's episode, I left out a few things that people were curious about, and I got some feedback regarding especially email and some other tools. It turns out I'm actually not using Aweber anymore. The price changed. I forgot about that about a year ago. I downgraded because not only did the price change and I downgraded, but before that, it broke. It stopped working. I forgot about that. And I moved all those subscribers to MailerLite. And that is having a technical glitch at the moment there too. So I need to fix that here in the near future. Also, I use a piece of software called Post Haste. It's two words, POST. HASTE. It is for my episode and folder structure. I've been using it for 25, 30 years. I used it when I did video editing full time. You have these preset templates for different types of projects, and every time you click the button, it gives it a number, and that way the template system keeps consistent across the board. Pretty cool. So I use Post Haste. I've used that forever. And I do show notes, by the way, in just text edit right now, which seems crazy, but it is what it is. And lastly, I did not mention that I use the ID3 editor I use is called ID3 Editor. So when I export the file from Adobe Audition, it then goes into ID3 Editor, and I add the show notes there and give it the title and save it. And then I upload it to Libsyn, etc. So that is the update there, just from last week's episode. Is that it for the news? That is it. Yes. Okay. Moving on, segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. As we are ending the month of May, entering June, here in the US, I'm pretty sure it's worldwide as well, it's graduation season. So this week, I have a little different take on things. I'm doing the WordPress Commencement speech, Class of 2025. And with that, here we go. I'm giving the speech. Hello, my friends. Welcome to this very official, absolutely credited, not at all made up, WordPress Commencement Ceremony, Class of 2025 edition. Yes, you made it. You survived another year in the world of WordPress. Business, client work, plugin updates, late night bug squashing, and trying to explain to the family members what you do for a living without saying, quote, it's complicated, end quote. Today, we gather to celebrate, well, us, the weird, scrappy, brilliant folks who build things on the internet using a CMS that's both wildly powerful and occasionally held together by duct tape, hope, and that one Stack Overflow thread from 2013. Yes, it's been a while. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned, what's ahead this summer, and what wisdom we'll take with us as we continue this journey of code, community, and caffeine. So what went right this year? Well, the year wasn't perfect. Let's not pretend it was. But wow, there were some wins. Maybe you launched a new client site without breaking their checkout process. Maybe you finally learned how to use Git properly without accidentally erasing your own history. Maybe, just maybe, you said no to a scope creepy project and watched the red flag walk itself right out the door. This was a year some of us embraced full site editing, or at least stopped panicking about it. This was a year more folks realized you don't need 97 plugins to make a homepage sparkle. Just a bit of focus, great design, and maybe a slightly obsessive approach to spacing. It's true, it happens. We saw WordPress community evolve, meetups coming back to life, WordCamps getting their groove back, and contributors stepping up in big ways and small. And let's not forget, some of you launched products, wrote newsletters, started a podcast, or actually updated your own portfolio site. Miracles do happen. So yeah, this year was good. Maybe not perfect, but perfectly ours. So what's coming next? Yes, it's summer, the slow season, when half of your clients vanish into thin air. And the other half remember they wanted a website redesign next week before their beach trip. But let's be honest, summer is kind of a magical in WordPress world. It's the time when the inbox quiets down just enough for us to do all the things we swore we'd get into when things calm down. Spoiler, this is as calm as it gets. So what should we do with this window of opportunity? Here's some ideas. Clean up that dev environment that currently looks like a digital junk drawer. Update your own site, the one that still says coming soon on the about page. Revisit that half-built side project you shelved last November, the one with the genius idea and the awful color palette. Audit your plugin stack and finally delete the one plugin you've been afraid to deactivate because it might break something. Maybe even, and this is just a wild idea, take a proper break. Step outside. Go analog for a day. Remember what sunlight feels like. It's also a great time to stretch professionally. Try something new. Play with a new framework. Try building your first block theme from scratch, as scary as that sounds to me at least. Or explore contributing to the community, forums, docs, code, accessibility. Pick your jam and jam. Or if you're really bold, host a local meetup. Even if only 2 people show up, that's still more than the average Monday morning stand-up. And let's not forget, WordCamps are out there in person with real people and snacks. Summer gives us a place to grow. Not just your business, but ourselves. So let the warm, quiet months be your sandbox. Play, experiment, tinker, refill your creative tank, so when things ramp up again in the fall, you're ready, or at least caffeinated. Now, I know I'm supposed to leave you with some deep, moving advice, the kind that gets printed on a mug or turned into a tweet with a sunset in the background, so here goes. Don't chase perfect, ship it. Perfect is a moving target, and often an unpaid one. Done is what pays the bills. Done gets feedback, done leads to better. Launch, learn, level up. Charge more than you think you should. Yes, I said it, because you're not just clicking buttons. You're solving problems. You're reducing headaches. You're delivering clarity, confidence, and sometimes miracles before lunch. Price accordingly. Your business is only as healthy as you are. You can't serve clients if you're burnt out and bitter. Rest is not a reward for finishing your work. It's fuel to do your best work. The WordPress community is vast, weird, and wonderful, but it doesn't owe you anything. You can't get out what you put in. Show up, help sometimes, help someone, ask a question, answer a question, attend a thing, contribute when you can. You don't have to be a code wizard to matter here. Generosity is the price of admission. And finally, this one's important, back up your site. No, seriously, stop what you're doing right now and check if it's being backed up automatically. If it is, great. If it's not, fix it. If you don't know, fix that too. Look, you're going to mess up. We all do. You're going to accidentally break something at some point. You might lose a client. You might lose your cool. But you also get better. Every project teaches you something. Every support ticket makes you more patient. Every plugin conflict makes you stronger. You're not just building websites. You're building a life, a business, a legacy of support, service, and maybe a little sarcasm along the way. So here we are, the end of our totally unofficial, absolutely imaginary graduation ceremony. Class of 2025, you made it. You survived late night launches, mystery bugs, indecisive clients, and at least one core update that made you question all of your life choices. You've leveled up in ways you probably didn't notice. You debug faster. You write better copy. You're less afraid to say, no, that's out of scope. Yeah, you've grown as a developer, as a business owner, as a freelancer, or just as a human trying to make the internet a slightly less broken place. So take a bow, or a coffee break, or a 3-day weekend. You've earned it. And as you head into summer, remember this. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep laughing when nothing works and you have to rebuild the whole thing from scratch for the 3rd time. Keep being a part of this strange, generous, creative community of tinkerers and doers, and yeah, I can build that, ers. And whether your future holds more WordPress, less WordPress, or something totally unexpected, know this. The skills you've built here, they travel, they grow with you, and they will always serve you well wherever you go next. So, congratulations, class of 2025. You may now officially close your open tabs. And after, of course, you back up your site. Seriously, go do that right now. All right, that's my commencement speech. Hope you enjoyed it. A little different this week. Moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. On the topic of commencement speeches, I want to share 2 of them that I think are really worth listening to. One is Luhrmann, Everyone's Free to Wear Sunscreen. It's from 1999. It's kind of fun. And the other one is Steve Jobs, 2005 Stanford Commencement Address. It is in, the links are, both of those are in the show notes. So check those out. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead and send it in via email. Adam@KitchensinkWP.com. If you want to submit a question, you can use the speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, become a Patreon or buy me a coffee. The ways to do that on the site as well. If you want to sponsor the show, I would love that. There's a form you need to fill out. I'll get back to you. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right. Bye-bye.